Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. I want to say William Ruto thinks the way he bought some members of parliament from Jubilee Party and brought them to UDA, from ODM and brought them to UDA. Ruto thinks the same way he compromised the judiciary. Ruto thinks the same way he compromised the National Assembly. Ruto thinks the same way he has compromised the Senate. Ruto thinks the way he compromises people out there to buy freedom is the same way he is going to buy the Gen Zs. We know the traitors. We know those people who have already been contacted to sell other Gen Zs out. That is why Ruto has found his way to the X space. And whatever is speaking that X space are the normal lies is used to speaking on national media houses. Yesterday in the national address, Ruto appointed some members from the Law Society of Kenya to be the members of the task force that he mandated to audit the Kenya's public debt. In my previous video, those who follow me, I extensively analyzed in whose responsibility or on whose responsibility should the public debt be audited. Tukapata, all the responsibilities are vested on the Auditor General. Sorry. Ruto yesterday released a Gazette notice that had names of the Law Society of Kenya members, including sorry, including the president himself of the Law Society of Kenya. The Law Society of Kenya is now telling Ruto something. Round here, hey, this time round, it's fire for fire. This is a statement from the Law Society of Kenya. I want to read. The Law Society of Kenya has taken note of the Gazette Notice number 8261 of 2024, forming a presidential task force on forensic audit of public debts. The said task force is required to audit the public debt within 90 days and report back to the president. Under Section 4 of the Law Society of Kenya Act, the LSK is mandated to protect and assist the public and advise the government in all matters touching ancillary or incidental to the laws, as well as to uphold the Constitution of Kenya and advance the rule of law and the administration of justice. Further, Article 229 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 establishes the Office of the Auditor General, whose mandate includes, among others, auditing public debt. Article 229(4) specifically requires the Auditor General to audit the public debt within 6 months after the end of each financial year. Additionally, Article 226 provides that the accounts of all governments and state organs must be audited by the Auditor General. We also take note of the recent High Court decision underscoring the Auditor General's role in public audit matters in Ondago versus Natembeya and 15 others 2023 KEHC 22268 19 September 2023 judgment, where the High Court, when nullifying a task force created to audit the county government debts, asserted that the governor could request the Auditor General to conduct a forensic audit. Taking cognizance of the provisions of Article 229 of the Constitution and the interpretation of the said provisions by the court, it is our considered view that the establishment of the task force is unconstitutional. The mandate to audit public debt rests within the office of the Auditor General. The Council of the Law Society of Kenya has thus resolved that neither our president nor any of our members shall take up appointments or participate in the said task force. The LSK, under its statutory mandate, advises the president to refrain from usurping the constitutional powers of the Auditor General through executive orders and allow the Auditor General to perform our constitutional duties. Furthermore, the Office of Public Debt Management, headed by a Director General at the Treasury and funded by public money, should provide details of public debts to the Auditor General for forensic audit. It is essential not to squander scarce public resources by appointing a presidential task force to perform duties of existing public offices. Thank you, Florence W. Muturi, Secretary and CEO. In my video in the morning, these are the critical questions I raised to the President of the Republic of Kenya. The President who stands in public and tells us he wants to cut expenditure. The President who tells us every day he wants to lower spending in government is announcing on television to have appointed a task force to override the duties of a legally appointed public servant who the constitutional powers are vested on him. I want to repeat myself. This depicts a character of a man we are dealing with. A character of a man who believes money is everything. A character of a man who believes appointments can silence critics. Let me tell you, the current generation has suffered enough on the hands of a brutal government that doesn't care on how the young people are surviving in their country. Young people have suffered enough. If it's death, they have died in poverty and they have resurrected. So there's nothing, there's absolutely nothing you are going to scare them. They have decided to redeem this country, no matter how much it will cost. It is forward and never backward. I know there are a few people who might be compromised along the way, but that is necessary for democracy. It's allowed. Even in a journey, you cannot arrive all of you together. There are people get tired along the way. There are people backbite along the way. There are people who It's allowed. It's democracy. It's allowed. Even when the children of Israel were moving from Misri, from Egypt, when they arrived near the Red Sea, they started accusing Moses of misusing them. They are asking Moses, why did you remove us from all the way from Egypt? You bring us to die on the sea here. So complainers will always be there. Compromisers will always be there. But what matters, it is the goal. We can reach there 1, 2, or 3, but still, we have already reached there. Don't worry about those who have been compromised. Don't worry about those who have been paid. Let them not distract you anymore. The price is ahead. We want sanity in the Republic of Kenya. We want a country that our great-grandchildren will be proud of. They can be able to proudly sit and say, yes, we had our forefathers who stood firm and defended the democracy of our country. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next video. Asanteni sana.